these are eggs. And this box, there's a feather in these ones. Now, sometimes you get that in the UK, but you would never ever find it in the United States of America. And there's a very good reason for that. And I'm going to tell you what it is. The numbers around eggs are absolutely extraordinary. Here in the UK, we eat 13 billion eggs per year. That's about 200 each per person, or equivalent to 4 eggs each per week. And that number actually has been growing slowly over the last few years. We're actually 88% self-sufficient in producing eggs in the UK, and all those eggs come from a flock of 43 million laying hens, which is like 2/3 of the adult population. So we can have 2/3 of a hen each. In the US, it's a completely different story. They produce a massive 109 billion eggs per year. That's 320 per person in a year, and that's about 6 eggs each per week, which is a good 50% more than we eat in the UK. America is also largely self-sufficient. They've got a flock of 375 million laying hens, and that's against a human population of 340 million people. So there's actually more hens than there are people in the United States of America. However, they have recently started importing eggs for a reason that we'll come on to a little bit later. But at the moment, the US is definitely more pro-egg. When I was at junior school, there were 2 girls. One was called Samantha and one was called Ella. And we used to call them Salmonella, which was a little bit cruel, really, thinking about it. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Sam or Ella. However, the actual bacteria, Salmonella, is one of the really important reasons why we actually do get feathers on our eggs and the Americans don't. But you don't just get Salmonella from eggs, it can be in all kinds of different foods. It could be in like meat and dairy, it could even be on the surface of fruit and vegetables, and that's because it's often transferred via contaminated animal feces that then gets into the water supply, and then so fruit and vegetables can be washed, and then they can actually end up with Salmonella on them. And it's one of the major causes of what we would call food poisoning, which is basically you eat something and then you get ill afterwards. In the UK, there's an estimated 31,000 Salmonella infections every single year. Now, this is actually a very low amount. The overall risk is considered to be very, very low, so it's nothing to actually worry about. Back in the 80s and 90s, there was a massive outbreak in Salmonella, and what this led to was legislation and an industry-led Salmonella vaccination scheme, which resulted in Salmonella levels reducing to a lower level than they were before the outbreak. The USA aren't quite doing as well though. They have an estimated 1.35 million infections of Salmonella each year, and while their population is 5 times bigger than the UK's, that still equates to 43 times more Salmonella infections per year. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem really. The CDC in America attributes Salmonella infection to 7 main foods, and one of those is eggs. But it's not going very well. Just earlier this year, they had to recall 20 million eggs due to Salmonella outbreaks. Now, they have a target of reducing the Salmonella infections figures by 25%, but it's not happening very quickly. Part of the problem in America is that there's far less vaccination against Salmonella, which means there's far higher instances of it in eggs, and therefore more people get sick. Now, this is actually one of the reasons why Americans completely lose their shit on social media when they see Europeans like eating raw cake batter that's got eggs in it, or even just simply eating raw eggs. In America, official public health guidance is that you do not eat eggs unless they're properly cooked. In the UK and the rest of Europe in its entirety, we can eat raw eggs because the risk level from Salmonella is very, very low. In America, they say that you need to cook eggs for 2 minutes at 70 degrees C, and that's because that temperature is when we kill Salmonella. And therefore it makes the eggs safe. So in the UK and Europe, we've got far lower instances of Salmonella, far less instances of disease in birds, and we can eat raw eggs too. So, yeah, this round is a very clear win for the UK and Europe. Also, this gets us a lot closer to understanding why there's a feather in this box of eggs. Nearly there. When it comes to prices, there's quite an extreme difference between the UK and the US. And the US isn't doing so well in this respect. In the UK, eggs were about £2.50 for a dozen if we go back 3 years, and then now it's around £3.30 according to ONS data. That's a 50% increase, which is quite a lot. In the US, eggs are really expensive right now. They're up to $6 a dozen, and that's a massive 300% increase over the $2 they were 3 years ago. Now, the reason for these price increases in America is because of a long and sustained outbreak of avian influenza that's caused them to have to cull a load of birds, and they've had to start fast-tracking imports to ensure they actually have enough eggs to feed everyone. So the prices might actually come down again in the US. So when it comes to price, the UK wins because we're better value for higher welfare eggs, and the price has been more stable over the years. But to understand why we get those feathers on them, we need to have a little biology lesson. Eggs are laid by female chickens, which are called hens. Hens constantly produce eggs inside their body and then they lay them on a regular basis. Commercial laying hens produce nearly 1 egg a day for their entire working life. Now, they're bred specifically to produce a lot of eggs, and that means they're small skinny birds and they don't have much meat on them. They wouldn't be very much good for your roast chicken on a Sunday, unless you like really small portions, and tough meat as well. Eggs can also develop into a chicken if they're fertile, but that only occurs if there's a male chicken, aka a cock, to do the fertilization. So egg farms specifically only keep female chickens to avoid getting any fertilized eggs. Now, it's not a perfect system, meaning that cocks can occasionally slip through the net. However, the likelihood of you getting a fertile egg in your supermarket dozen is very, very low, despite what you might have seen on YouTube. When laying hens are born, it's a 50-50% chance whether they're male or female, and the need to remove male laying hens from this whole process means that the egg industry has to kill a huge amount of male chicks at birth because they won't produce eggs and they won't grow enough meat to be an efficient thing to sell to consumers. In fact, the egg industry is implementing all kinds of new technology to try and sort male and female chicks at birth. This includes genetically switching off male chicks so they aren't born in the first place, or in ovosexing, whereby chicks are sorted by sex before the egg has been incubated. Anyway, here's the process of eggs being laid. Hens get broody and then they go into a nesting box when they're ready to lay an egg. The egg will then roll down a chute where it will be collected. They're sorted by size, which is known as grading, and then sent to a packing house, which then boxes them up with different labels for supermarkets and egg brands. From the packers, they'll then be shipped out to shops, wholesalers and supermarkets. And then you get to eat them. But there's one additional process which only happens in the United States and doesn't happen in the UK. And that is the reason why we have feathers on eggs in the UK. Pay attention now, it's time for a biology lesson. This is an egg, and eggshells are naturally porous, which means that air, water, and worst of all, bacteria can pass through the shell and into the bit of the egg in the middle, the bit that we eat. However, nature did something very clever to help us with this issue. On the outside of the egg, there's a layer that's called the cuticle. The hen applies this to the egg as it's being laid, and it's a naturally antimicrobial layer. The cuticle limits how much air and water, and most importantly of all, bacteria can pass through the shell into the egg. Bacteria like Salmonella. And in the USA, they wash the cuticle off the egg before they sell them to the public. That's a bit odd. In the UK and the rest of Europe, it's actually against the law for farmers to remove the cuticle from an egg. It must remain intact if they want to sell the egg for any of us to eat it. Now, you might be wondering, why do the Americans wash the cuticle off? And that's the crux of this really. America has more cases of Salmonella on farms, and that's because they have lower welfare standards. Because they have lower welfare standards, it means there's much higher chance of there being Salmonella bacteria on an egg. Therefore, they wash their eggs to make them safe. Now, Americans say they wash eggs, which makes them safer. And well, that is true too, but it only makes them safer because they've got higher risk of bacteria in the first place. In the UK and Europe, retaining the cuticle on the outside of the egg is seen as a marker of high welfare standards on the farms. Because if your farms and your chickens are nice and healthy, then you simply don't need to wash an egg. I mean, if you had backyard chickens in your back garden, then you wouldn't wash them before you ate them, would you? You would just cook them and eat them. And it's the same principle that stands here. And this also explains why in America, eggs are always kept in the refrigerator in the supermarket, and it's recommended to keep them in the fridge at home. That's because once you remove that cuticle, then the egg becomes at higher risk of other bacteria and pathogens getting into it. So therefore they keep them refrigerated because that slows down the growth of any bacteria. In the UK and Europe, it's precisely the opposite way around. Because we've kept the cuticle intact, it means that the egg is naturally protected against bacteria. And if we did put them in the fridge, then when we take them out of the fridge and they come back up to room temperature, condensation would form on the outside of the egg, and that would damage the cuticle. So therefore in the UK, it's actually against the law to refrigerate eggs in the supply chain. And also it's the reason why you sometimes find a feather in your eggs. End of video.